Are you thankful? Are you thankful today? I have one of my favorite stories to tell you today because it's about being thankful. On an island far, far away called the Cook Islands. These are not islands with high mountains. These are islands that lay just above the ocean. Well, there lived a man named Bingo. And Bingo was so happy because after many years of not going to church, he went back to church and he asked Jesus if he could be baptized, and the church baptized him. He was a man, he wasn't a little boy. But he was so happy that he was a child of God that he decided the next Sabbath he was going to give a special offering to Jesus. That's a good thing, isn't it? Well, he woke up on Friday, and oh my word, he had a terrible headache, and his back and shoulders and neck ached. Oh, and his lower back, wow, he wasn't sure he could even get up and walk. Oh, Lord, he said, what am I going to do? I wanted to go to town today, which only was a few blocks away, but I'm sick and I can't go. That means I can't go to the bank and get money for Jesus tomorrow to thank you for my baptism. Oh, he realized he was probably a little bit hungry, and he was going to drink some tea and have a bread biscuit for his breakfast just so he could feel stronger. And he walked out on his front porch. It was just a simple little house made of wood, and it was very close to the sand underneath. And he saw his friend walk by. Oh, friend, please come. Can you help me? He said, I was going to go buy some bread and go to the bank, but I'm sick. If I give you a little money, can you go for me and get me 4 rolls at the bakery? Just 4. That'll feed me all weekend. He said, sure, I'll be right back. And a few minutes later, he came back with a bag. But there wasn't 4 rolls in it. There was 7. Oh no, Bingo thought, I don't have enough money for 7. I only have 40 cents. How much money did he have? Okay, remember that, okay? But his friend said, Bingo, you don't have to pay me back. On the Cook Islands, we share. Oh, that was true. Just like in good neighborhoods here, we help each other. And at school, we help each other, right? And we share with each other. Well, Bingo felt better already, so he brought out some cups, and they had their little tea, and they had a biscuit each, and Bingo thanked his friend again. But he said, Lord, I still wish I had money to give for your offering tomorrow. It was about time for him to go to feed his horse. He had a horse like most people didn't have, but he had a horse and he had to go feed him. So he started around the side of his house and walked down the little road for just a little ways. And before he could even get to the orange tree, he saw somebody walking toward him. It looked like a tourist because many people come to the Cook Islands to visit these strange and beautiful islands. And they said, good morning, sir. We saw your orange tree and we wondered if we could get some oranges. Oh, of course you can. Take all you want, he said. And he handed one man a little blue bucket, and he filled it full of oranges, and he held out $5. And Bingo said, no, I said you can have them. And the man said, but these are good-looking oranges, and I want to pay you for them. Before he could even say thank you, the man walked away with his oranges, and he waved goodbye and headed back to the hotel. And Bingo looked at his hand and realized, oh, God gave me $5. Was that a lot of money? Yeah, that was a lot of money. And how many cents? Say it louder. Oh, we've got good math teachers too, don't we? Okay, so he sat there and he peeled an orange and he ate it. Oh, they were sweet. And before he even had a minute to toss the peelings under the tree, another person came. And that person was from the hotel, and the person was carrying in his hand a bucket, a blue bucket, Bingo's bucket. And Bingo watched him come, and he said, "Oh, he must be bringing back my bucket, but that doesn't look like the same man." And the man came up and he said, "I hear you're selling oranges." He said, "No, I'm not, but you can have a bucket full of oranges if you wish, because in the Cook Islands," say it louder, they need to know you are listening. We share. Then the man filled his bucket, and he reached over and he opened his hand into Bingo's hand. And how much do you think he was giving Bingo? 5 what? Oranges? $5. $5? Whoa, that meant that Bingo had how much money? Louder, I couldn't hear you. Are they right? Yeah. Well, Bingo walked on to take care of his horse, and he was thinking, "Wow, God, thank you for answering my prayer. I didn't have to go to the bank today." And he realized he felt a little better too. And so he was thanking Jesus for that. On his way back to this house, it was getting toward afternoon. And as he walked up toward his orange tree, he saw 2 people standing there, a man and a woman. And guess what they had in their hand? What was it? A bucket. What color was that bucket? Blue. Absolutely. So he knew what they wanted. And he said, "Would you like some oranges?" And they said, "Oh, yes, the people at the hotel said they're the best oranges they've ever tasted." And they quickly filled the bucket. And what did they give him? $5. And he had hardly said goodbye when 2 more people came across the street. And they said, "Do you still have any of those oranges left? I'd love to get some more." And Bingo said, "Help yourself. They're free." And he looked down, he said, "Oh no, if they're as good as everyone says, I want to pay you for them." So he didn't have the blue bucket. Where was it? It was back with the other man. But he had brought a heavy sack, and he gladly filled that with oranges. And then the man with the blue bucket came, and he gave it to him, and he put his oranges in the bucket, and he handed Bingo some money. How much was it? Okay, now I need to hear you the next answer. How much money did Bingo have as he walked back home that night?
15.
I heard 15. I heard 20. How many dollars? 1, 2, 3, 4. Who says 20? Who says 25? Well, we can't be right all the time, right? It was $20 and 40 cents. Boys and girls, do you think Bingo was willing to go to church the next day? Do you think he felt better? Oh, he felt great. And when he got to church, he could hardly wait for the offering time, because they had a special offering called thank offering. When you're happy for something and Jesus has done something special for you, you can give a special offering. And Bingo had an offering. Do you remember how much he had? That sounded right. Boys and girls, when he got up and he told everyone how happy he was to be back in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and then he took his money and he almost danced down the aisle. He couldn't wait to give that money to Jesus, and he put it in the offering plate, and everyone around him was so excited. They dug in their little bags and they came dancing down the aisle to give Jesus a thank you, because they were glad Bingo was back too. Boys and girls, are you ever glad for something? Really glad? If you're glad, raise your hand. Are you happy today? Are you glad you're here? Are you glad you have a great school to go to? Yes, I see your hands. Some are shy, but most are good. Be grateful to God for every little thing he gives you. And don't be afraid to give to God, because he will always, always, always give it back. Thank you, boys and girls. You're beautiful today.